Now, an international conference looking at the vital role of Scotland's peatlands is underway in Inverness. Those behind the three-day event say Scotland is leading the way in terms of peat conservation, but businesses and gardeners can play a part too. Nicola McAlley reports.
It's used to flavour whisky and sometimes as a heating fuel, but Scotland's peatland is seen by environmental experts as a vital control for global warming, capturing 25 times as much carbon as other plants. Now, a conference being hosted by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature is taking place in Inverness to look at how this fragile habitat is managed and what can be done to further safeguard it.
Peatlands are the great invisible habitat. They're the Cinderella habitat. They produce so many functions, so many good things that keep our society working. 70% of all drinking water in Britain comes from peatland catchments.
Peat blankets 20% of Scotland, and 2 years ago the Scottish Government ploughed £1.7 million into the restoration of the country's peatlands. This sponge-like sphagnum moss helps peat to form, providing a home for important wildlife from birds to insects, and experts are calling on gardeners not to use peat-based products.
We're asking gardeners this autumn to make a peat-free pledge, to stop using peat from places like this and start using peat-free alternatives which work just as well and save the wildlife and the important functions of these habitats.
105 sites this year where we're actually doing actual peatland restoration, and it's really acknowledgement from the Scottish Government that peatland restoration is a very worthwhile thing to do.
Experts saying the Scottish Government is leading the way when it comes to the restoration of Scotland's peatlands. They say everyone from gardeners to businesses can play their part in protecting this natural asset. Nicola McAlley, STV News in Inverness.